Juan fired up the grill in the backyard of their Miami suburb home, flipping steaks for the neighborhood barbecue. At 35, the construction manager took charge of welcoming the new neighbor, Sophia, a 28-year-old interior designer who had moved in 3 months earlier from California. He handed out plates to guests, cracking jokes to keep the mood light, while his wife Maria, 32, and a stay-at-home mom, poured drinks nearby. Juan had organized the event to build community ties, showing his reliable side by ensuring everyone had food and refills. Sophia arrived with a bottle of wine, greeting Juan with a firm handshake and thanks for the invite. She jumped into conversations, sharing quick stories about her latest projects, drawing laughs from the group. As the evening progressed, Maria started venting about household chores, her voice rising over the chatter. She complained that she handled everything while Juan just worked his job. Guests nodded politely, but Sophia spoke up first. "Sounds like a solid setup to me," Sophia said. "No outside job means more time for what matters. My exes split everything 50-50ths, but barely pulled their weight." Maria's grip tightened on her glass. She shot back. "It's not that simple. I'm basically a servant here." Sophia laughed lightly. "I'd take that over dating losers any day. One seems like a real provider. Lucky you." Juan caught Sophia's direct glance his way, her words landing as unexpected support. Maria's eyes narrowed. She hadn't anticipated pushback. To shift the dynamic, Maria leaned in, her tone turning sharp. "Oh, he's not perfect in every department," she said loudly enough for the circle to hear. "If you're looking for satisfaction, better look elsewhere. He's the worst in bed, doesn't even come close." The group fell silent, forks pausing midair. Juan felt his jaw clench, but he stayed composed, processing the public jab meant to undermine him in front of everyone. Sophia's eyes widened not in shock at the insult, but at Maria's boldness. She let out a dismissive chuckle and locked eyes with Juan. "Maybe I should check that for myself," Sophia replied casually. Maria's smile froze solid. The words hung in the air, flipping the script from humiliation to challenge. Juan's chest tightened with a surge of long-buried resolve. This wasn't just embarrassment anymore. It was a line crossed. Guests exchanged awkward glances, some stifling coughs to break the tension. Juan stood up slowly, setting his plate down. "Interesting night," he said evenly, addressing the group. "My wife just aired our private life to make a point, and our new neighbor jumped right in. Reveals a lot about character." Maria opened her mouth to retort, but Juan continued. "What's fascinating is one woman tears down her husband publicly to feel superior, while another shows more interest in me in 5 minutes than my wife has in 5 months. He refilled his drink, then added, "You two figure out who's the real inappropriate one here. I'll be inside if anyone's ready for a real talk about respect." He walked toward the house, pausing at the door. "And honey, next time you want to discuss our bedroom, pick an audience that won't volunteer to step in." Maria's face flushed as Juan entered, leaving her to face the murmurs. He heard raised voices erupt behind him, Maria snapping at Sophia, who responded coolly before excusing herself. Inside, Juan poured a glass of water and sat, replaying the scene. Maria's joke had backfired spectacularly, exposing her insecurities instead. For years, he'd tolerated her complaints, but this crossed into public territory. His phone buzzed, a text from Sophia. "Sorry if that escalated. Hope we can chat sometime." He pocketed it, deciding not to reply yet. 20 minutes later, the sliding door slammed open. Maria stormed in, pointing at him. "How dare you embarrass me like that?" she yelled. Juan looked up from his spot on the couch, calm. "Me embarrass you? That's rich, coming from the one who told our neighbor I'm terrible in bed." She crossed her arms. "That's not the point." He set his glass down. "No, that's exactly it. You tried to humiliate me in front of everyone, and it blew up. Now you're playing victim." Maria's voice rose. "She was flirting with you right in front of me." Juan stood. "Whose fault is that? You just told an attractive single woman her potential date is sexually inept. What did you expect?" "I thought you'd back me up," Maria shot back. Juan laughed shortly. "Back you up in trash-talking your own husband? Newsflash, most people don't respect wives who bash their men publicly." She paced. She was out of line. "She was honest," he countered. "She said she wants a husband like me. You tried to ruin my reputation." She responded with interest. "That's karma." Maria's mouth opened and closed, caught off guard. "Where is she now?" Juan asked casually. "She left." "Smart move. Probably didn't want to watch you unravel." Maria stopped pacing. "I'm not unraveling. You're just taking her side because she flirted." One stepped closer, lowering his voice. "What really happened tonight is you got jealous of a younger woman praising your husband. Instead of feeling secure, you panicked and trashed me to feel better. It backfired because she saw through it. A resentful wife attacking her own guy, thinking, I'd never treat a good man that way. Maria's cheeks burned. You're twisting it. I'm stating facts. You started this war when you made our private life public. You fired the first shot. He moved toward the kitchen, then turned. But consider this. When she offered to check your claim, she wasn't just joking. She's interested. And after tonight, she knows exactly what kind of wife you are. Maria's eyes narrowed. Are you threatening me? Juan faced her fully. No threats. Just facts. Your behavior sent a clear signal to a single, attractive woman. You don't value or respect your husband. Silence stretched. So tomorrow, he continued, you'll apologize to our neighbor for what you said, not for her response, but for your stunt. Maria shook her head. I won't. Then live with the fallout. She'll remember how you treated me. Maria trembled with anger, but couldn't argue the logic. You think this is over? She spat. I think it's just starting. You played with my reputation. Now face the consequences. He headed upstairs, leaving her in the kitchen. At the top of the stairs, his phone buzzed 3 times in a row. Texts from Sophia, checking in after the drama. One had a good idea who was typing furiously below. The question now, what would Maria do next? He didn't have to wait long. The next morning, as one sipped coffee at the counter, the doorbell rang. Maria was still upstairs, likely nursing a hangover and bruised ego. He opened the door to find Sophia holding a small tray of fresh empanadas, her posture straight. Morning, she said. Wanted to apologize for last night. Things got heated. One stepped aside. Come in. You don't owe me one. She entered the kitchen and set the tray down. Brought these as a peace offering, though I'm not sure your wife will want any. Juan nodded. She might not, but I do. He leaned against the counter. Can I ask you something? Sophia met his gaze. Go ahead. Does she always talk to you like that? Like you're beneath her? Like she's doing you a favor by being married? Juan took a slow sip of coffee, weighing his words. More often than I'd like. Sophia shook her head. I figured. My parents have been married 35 years. Dad never put up with disrespect, and Mom never dished it out. Maybe it's not generational, it's about values. Respect doesn't expire, Juan agreed. Footsteps sounded on the stairs. Maria appeared in the doorway, still in her robe, looking disheveled. Oh, she said, forcing sweetness. You're here early. Sophia gestured to the tray. Brought empanadas to smooth things over from last night. Maria's smile sharpened. How thoughtful. Though the timing's suspect, showing up when my husband's alone. Some might call that inappropriate. Sophia's brows rose. Inappropriate. It's 9 a.m. I rang the front door. Maria moved closer to Juan possessively. Still, married men shouldn't entertain single women alone. Juan watched the irony. 12 hours ago, she'd humiliated him publicly. You're right, Juan said calmly. And married women shouldn't bash their husbands in front of guests. But here we are. Maria's fake smile faltered. Sophia turned to Maria. You should be proud of him. Most guys after last night would blow up or shut down. He handled it with class. Maria's voice pitched higher. Class. I call it games. Sophia tilted her head. Games. You trashed his bedroom skills publicly. He called it out as wrong. What's the game there? Maria flushed again. That's between us. Sophia pressed. You made it public by bringing it up in our yard. Maria clenched her fists. I think you should leave. Sophia turned to Juan. I was hoping to invite you both to a barbecue at my place this weekend. A few friends coming. Maria eyed her suspiciously. Both of us. Of course, unless you'd prefer he comes alone. Maria hesitated, trapped. We'll think about it, she said finally. Great, let me know. Sophia headed for the door, pausing. Oh, and thanks for the coffee. Next time, I'll bring my special blend. I think you'll like it. Her emphasis on you echoed clearly. After she left, Maria whirled on Juan. You're going to let her keep this up? Flirting right in front of me? Juan set his mug down. According to you, I'm the worst in bed. Why would she be interested? Maria's mouth snapped shut. She'd walked into that one. Unless, Juan added, you were lying last night. Was that just to hurt me? She didn't answer. What happens next, Juan said, is you decide what kind of wife you want to be. One who builds up her husband or tears him down publicly. And if you keep it up. He glanced at the door Sophia had used. You'll find out what happens when other women spot a good man being mistreated. The barbecue invite was just the start. Maria had lit the fuse. Now Juan watched to see how far she'd push before realizing she was losing ground. The morning after Sophia's visit dragged into an uneasy afternoon. Juan headed to his construction site, overseeing a crew laying foundations for a new condo block in downtown Miami. He directed workers to adjust beams, his focus sharp despite the home drama, proving his steady hand under pressure. By evening, he returned home to find Maria scrolling her phone at the kitchen table, her posture tense. She barely looked up when he entered, but the air crackled with unspoken tension. Juan grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat across from her. "We need to talk about last night and this morning," he said directly. Maria set her phone down. "What's there to talk about? Your new friend showed up uninvited." Juan leaned forward. "She brought food as an apology for your stunt, and you turned it into another attack." Maria crossed her arms. She was fishing for attention. Everyone saw it. Juan shook his head. "No, you projected. You humiliated me publicly, and now you're mad because someone called you on it." He pulled out his phone, showing the group chat from the barbecue. Messages from neighbors popped up. "That was awkward. Hope things cool down," from one couple. "Maria's got some nerve," from another. "See, word spreading. Your joke is backfiring." Maria snatched the phone, scrolling quickly. Her eyes widened at a message from Sophia in the chat. "Hey everyone, barbecue at my place Saturday?" Casual vibes to reset after last night. Invites had already gone out to the group, including Juan and Maria. "She's rubbing it in," Maria muttered, deleting the notification on her end. Juan noticed the move. "What was that?" She shrugged. "Nothing. Just spam." But Juan checked his own phone. The invite remained. Suspicion hit him hard. "You deleted it? From our shared chat?" Maria froze. "I didn't want to deal with it." Juan stood, voice firm. "That's not your call. You don't get to control my invites because you're embarrassed." The argument escalated as Juan confronted her. "This is exactly what I meant. You're trying to isolate me now, just like you tried to tear me down last night." Maria jumped up. "I'm protecting our marriage." "She's after you." Juan held up a hand. "Protecting? By bad-mouthing me to neighbors? By deleting messages?" He stepped closer. "You started this game, Maria. Now I'm playing by my rules. No more hiding your mess." Maria's defiance cracked. "What rules? You're overreacting." Juan grabbed his keys. "I'm going for a walk. Think about why you're fighting everyone instead of fixing this." He left her standing there, the door clicking shut behind him. Juan walked the neighborhood blocks, the humid Miami air doing little to cool his thoughts. He stopped at a park bench, pulling out his phone to respond to Sophia's invite. "Sounds good. Maria and I will discuss." Her reply came fast. No pressure. Just neighbors hanging out. It felt genuine, a contrast to Maria's barbs. As he headed back, his phone buzzed again. A private text from Sophia. "Heard from a mutual friend you're solid at work. If you ever need to vent about home stuff, I'm around. No strings." Juan paused, typing back. "Appreciate it. Last night was rough, but handling it." He hit send, feeling a weight lift slightly. Sophia's support highlighted what he'd been missing, simple respect. Back home, Maria waited by the door, arms crossed. "Where were you?" she demanded as he entered. "Out thinking. And checking messages you tried to bury." She paled. "What messages?" One showed her the invite. "Sophia's barbecue. It's on for Saturday. We're going." Maria's eyes flashed. "No way. After how she talked to me." One set his phone down. "You mean after you demanded she leave our house? This is your chance to smooth it over, or keep digging the hole." Maria paced. "You're choosing her over me." Juan blocked her path. "I'm choosing not to let you ruin my relationships. Apologize at the event, or we have bigger problems." The next day, Juan dove into work early, coordinating deliveries for the site to stay ahead of schedule. His crew respected his no-nonsense leadership, Juan even joking. "Boss, you look fired up today. Everything good?" Juan nodded. "Just setting boundaries." By lunch, he got a call from a coworker whose wife knew Maria. "Heard about the barbecue drama," the guy said. "Maria's been venting in the wives group chat." "Careful, man." Juan thanked him and hung up, piecing it together. Maria wasn't just reacting. She was campaigning against him, spreading her version to sway opinions. That evening, he checked the group chat again. Sure enough, Maria had posted, "Some people stir trouble in nice neighborhoods. Watch out." No names, but the target was clear, Sophia. Juan confronted her immediately upon arriving home. "Saw your post. Trying to turn neighbors against her now?" Maria feigned innocence. "It was about general drama." He pulled up screenshots. "It's obvious. And it's backfiring. Replies are calling you out for pettiness." One response read, "Sounds like sour grapes. Let people be friendly." Maria snatched the phone again. this time fumbling to delete her message. But it was too late. Screenshots circulated. You deleted the invite before, now this? You're sabotaging us. Maria slumped into a chair. She's threatening everything. Juan knelt to her level. No, your insecurity is. Sophia's been nothing but straightforward. You trashed me first. Tension peaked that night when Juan's phone lit up with a new message from an unknown number. Hey, it's Sophia. Mutual friend warned me about the chat drama. If Maria's spreading rumors, heads up. Want to grab coffee with the group tomorrow? Neutral ground. Juan showed Maria. See, she's looping in others to keep it clean. You could learn from that. Maria's jealousy boiled over. Delete it. Block her. Juan stood tall. No, I'm going to the coffee meetup. You can come and behave, or stay here and stew. She grabbed his arm. This is insane. You're letting her pull you away. Juan pulled free. You're pushing me away with every lie and jab. Fix it, or lose the chance. The coffee outing happened the next morning at a local cafe near the beach. Juan arrived first, ordering a black coffee and chatting with two other neighbors who showed up, a couple from down the street. Sophia joined soon after, sliding into the booth with lattes for the group. Thanks for coming, she said to Juan. Figured we could clear the air before the barbecue. The couple nodded. Yeah, Maria's posts are stirring stuff. We like you both, but drama's not our thing. Juan appreciated the directness. Appreciate you saying that. Maria's dealing with jealousy, my fault for not addressing it sooner. Sophia leaned in. From what I saw, it's not on you. I grew up watching my parents handle tough spots with talks, not public fights. My dad always said, respect first or walk. The group shared stories, bonding over work stresses and family tips. Juan opened up briefly. Juan's been the rock, but lately, it's like walking on eggshells. Sophia nodded. Sounds exhausting. You deserve backup, not backlash. As they wrapped up, Sophia pulled Juan aside. One more thing. Heard whispers Maria's been texting some guy from her old book club. Nothing major, but if it's fueling her paranoia. Juan's stomach dropped. What? From who? Sophia shrugged. Just neighbor gossip. Check it if you're worried. Juan drove home, replaying the revelation. Was Maria projecting her own flirtations? He arrived to find her packing a cooler, preparing for the barbecue despite everything. You're going? He asked, setting his keys down. Maria nodded stiffly. Figured I'd show up and shut this down. Juan decided to probe. Heard something today. Old book club guy. Any chats lately? Maria's hands paused on the cooler. What? No. Why? Her quick denial rang false. Juan pulled out his phone, checking their shared accounts as he sometimes did for bills. There, in her messages app, synced accidentally, a thread with Carlos from the club. Miss our talks. Dinner soon? Sent 2 days ago. The twist hit like a gut punch. Maria had been entertaining attention while accusing others. Explain this, Juan said, showing the screen. Maria's eyes darted. It's nothing. Just friendly. Juan's voice stayed even. Friendly while you call me worthless in bed? While you trash Sophia? She backed away. You're spying now? It's our phone plan. But this is you hiding your own mess. Maria's facade crumbled. Okay, fine. I flirted a bit online. But it's because you're always at work. Juan shook his head. Excuses. You projected your guilt onto me and Sophia. No more. He grabbed the cooler. We're still going to the barbecue. But tonight, you come clean, or I do. Maria followed him out, protesting. You can't out me. Juan loaded the car. You did that yourself with every public jab. Time to own it. As they drove to Sophia's, Juan felt the power shift. Maria's secret flirtation explained her aggression, a desperate cover for her wandering eye. The barbecue loomed as the real test. Would she confess or double down? Juan gripped the wheel, resolved. No more games. He'd expose the truth if she didn't, turning her betrayal into her reckoning. Juan pulled into Sophia's driveway, the engine cutting off as Maria fidgeted in the passenger seat. The barbecue was in full swing. Neighbors milled around the grill, plates in hand, laughter cutting through the afternoon hum. Sophia waved from the patio, directing a server to grab extra chairs. Juan grabbed the cooler from the trunk, handing Maria a bag of sides she'd prepped. Behave, he said low, or I show everyone your messages. Maria nodded tightly, following him inside the gate. Juan greeted the hosts first, shaking hands with Sophia's brother who manned the grill. Glad you made it, Sophia said to Juan, then nodded at Maria. Both of you. Let's keep it light today. The group formed clusters. Juan joined a circle of guys discussing the upcoming football season, his input on the Dolphins lineup drawing nods. Maria hovered nearby, forcing smiles as she passed appetizers. But tension simmered. Whispers from the first barbecue lingered, and eyes flicked toward her. Sophia worked the crowd smoothly, refilling drinks and steering chats to neutral ground. When a neighbor asked one about his latest project, he explained the condo build's tight deadline, earning respect for his hands-on approach. Maria inserted herself, laughing too loudly at a joke, but it fell flat. One caught Sophia's glance, supportive, not pitying. Halfway through, Maria cornered Sophia by the cooler. "We need to talk," she hissed. Sophia set down her plate. "About?" Maria leaned in. "You're flirting with my husband. Back off." Sophia raised a brow. "Flirting? I defended him when you trashed him publicly. That's not flirting. That's basic decency." Maria's voice rose. "You showed up at our house alone. Sent him texts." Sophia stepped back, drawing attention. "I brought food after your joke went south. Texts were group invites. You're twisting facts to play victim." Nearby guests paused, sensing the shift. One overheard and moved closer, ready to intervene. Maria spun toward the group, raising her voice. "This woman's been after my husband since day one. Juan, tell them, she's the problem." Heads turned, the chatter dying. Juan stood firm, phone in hand. "No, Maria, you're the one stirring this." He held up the screen, showing the synced messages with Carlos. "While you called me worthless in bed to neighbors, you've been texting this guy from your book club. Miss our talks. Dinner soon?" "That's from 2 days ago." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Maria's hand shot out. "Give me that. It's private." Juan pulled back. "Private? Like our bedroom wasn't when you broadcast it here last week." Sophia crossed her arms, addressing the group. "Everyone, this is what I meant about respect." Maria humiliated Juan publicly to feel superior, but now her own secrets are out. A neighbor couple nodded. "We heard the rumors, but this? That's low." Maria whirled on Juan. "You're betraying me. Showing texts like this?" Juan kept his tone even. "You betrayed first, projecting your online flirting onto Sophia to cover it. I found out from a friend, confirmed it myself. No more lies." The grill master, Sophia's brother, stepped up. "Hey, let's not turn my sister's event into a courtroom." "But yeah, Maria, on your part." The revelations spread fast. Phones buzzed as screenshots circulated in the group chat. One woman confronted Maria directly. "You badmouth Juan, but you've been chatting up Carlos? Hypocrite much?" Maria backed away, tears welling. "It's not what it looks like. He messaged me first." Juan shook his head. "Doesn't matter. You responded," while accusing Sophia of the same. Sophia intervened calmly. "Maria, if you're unhappy, talk to your husband, not trash him or chase distractions. Juan's been nothing but solid." The group murmured agreement, isolating Maria further. She grabbed Juan's arm. "We're leaving. Now." Juan pulled free. "No. You stay and face this, or we talk divorce when we get home." Maria froze, the word hitting hard. Guests averted eyes, but the damage stuck. Her reputation shattered in front of the community she'd tried to sway. Sophia pulled Juan aside briefly. "You okay? That took guts." He nodded. "Had to. Can't let her rewrite history." She squeezed his shoulder. "Proud of you for standing up. If you need backup, say the word." Juan returned to the group, answering questions about the texts without details, emphasizing boundaries over drama. Maria slunk to a corner chair, fielding dirty looks and avoided conversations. As the sun dipped, the barbecue wound down. Juan helped clean up, stacking plates while chatting with the hosts. Maria approached Sophia hesitantly. "I overreacted. Sorry for accusing you." Sophia nodded. "Apology accepted. But fix things with Juan. He deserves better." Maria glanced at him, then nodded. On the drive home, silence reigned until Maria broke it. "How did you find out about Carlos?" Juan gripped the wheel. Sophia heard gossip from a mutual friend. "I checked our shared plan. Your replies were there." She wiped her eyes. "It was stupid, flirting online to feel wanted. But I love you." Juan glanced over. "Love? Or convenience? You nearly blew us up to hide it." They pulled into the driveway, tension thick. Inside, Juan sat at the table. "Explain everything. No excuses." Maria paced, confessing. The book club chat started months ago, innocent at first, then flirty when she felt neglected. "Work keeps you away. I acted out." Juan leaned forward. "Neglected? I provide everything. House, bills, this life. You repay by humiliating me and chasing texts?" She sat, head down. "I know. The joke at the first barbecue was jealousy. Sophia's confidence made me snap." Juan pulled up more messages, showing timestamps. "This one from last week. Can't wait to see you." That's not neglect. That's betrayal. Maria sobbed. Delete them. Block him. Juan set the phone down. Not yet. We go to couples therapy tomorrow, and you tell the neighbors you lied about me. Maria's eyes widened. Publicly? They'll hate me. They already do, thanks to your posts and tonight. Own it, or we're done. She nodded slowly. Okay. Therapy. Apology. Whatever it takes. Juan stood. It takes change. No more games, no more secrets. Sophia's proven more loyalty in a week than you have in years. Maria reached for him. Don't compare. I'll prove it. He stepped back. Prove it in actions, not words. The next morning, Juan headed to work, delegating tasks to his foreman before a site meeting. His phone buzzed, a text from the therapist confirming an evening slot. At lunch, the group chat exploded with fallout. Neighbors distancing from Maria, some inviting Juan to solo events. One message from Sophia, handled like a pro last night. If therapy's rough, coffee after? Juan replied, thanks. Might take you up. Back home, Maria drafted a public apology for the chat. I was wrong to badmouth Juan and accuse Sophia. Working on myself. She hit send, showing Juan. Good start, he said. But doubt lingered. Had she truly shifted, or was this fear talking? That evening, therapy began in a neutral office. The counselor probed Maria's flirting. Why risk your marriage? Maria admitted resentment built over time, masked by attacks. One shared the humiliation's toll. Public jabs erode trust. The session ended with homework, daily check-ins, no solo device time. Driving home, Maria touched Juan's hand. I see now, my actions pushed you towards Sophia's kindness. Juan nodded. Exactly. She's shown respect you forgot. Maria pressed. Do you like her? Juan met her eyes. She's a friend who values me. You could learn from that. Days blurred into a routine of tense talks. Juan monitored progress, noting Maria's efforts. She blocked Carlos, joined a support group for insecurities. But at a midweek neighbor meetup, casual drinks at a local bar, cracks showed. Maria apologized in person to a few, but when Sophia arrived, old habits surfaced. Thanks for the invite, Sophia said to the group. Maria stiffened, whispering to Juan. She's here to gloat. Juan pulled her aside. Or to be neighborly. Drop it. But Maria's phone vibrated. A new message from an old contact, testing boundaries. Juan saw the preview. Heard about your drama. Need to talk? The twist deepened. Maria hadn't fully cut ties. Juan confronted her in the bar's corner. Who's that? She fumbled the phone. Just a friend checking in. He took it, reading, Carlos's buddy. He misses you. Maria's lie unraveled again. I swear I didn't respond. Juan handed it back. But you didn't block the number. Trust broken twice now. The group noticed the huddle. Sophia approached. Everything all right? Juan nodded. Just more cleanup. Maria fled to the bathroom, defeated. Outside, Juan confided in Sophia briefly. She's trying, but old patterns die hard. Sophia nodded. Give it time, but protect yourself. Back home, the blow-up hit peak. Why didn't you block everyone? Juan demanded. Maria cried. I thought I had. Slipped. He packed a bag. One more slip, and I'm out, for real. She begged. Please. I'll change everything. Juan paused at the door. Therapy tomorrow. And delete all apps. Prove it. She nodded frantically. The night ended with uneasy truce, but Juan's resolve hardened. Maria's half measures exposed her. Flirting wasn't just a mistake, it was a pattern. Sophia's steady support contrasted sharply, making Juan question if redemption was possible. The war wasn't over. Maria had one last chance to surrender her games or lose the battle entirely. Juan woke early the next morning after the bar incident, packing his work bag with deliberate movements. Maria sat at the kitchen table, her phone in pieces beside her. She'd smashed it the night before in a fit of frustration during their argument. No more slips, she declared, but Juan saw it as theater. He poured coffee, avoiding her gaze. Therapy at 6 p.m. Be there, or I'm filing papers. Maria nodded quickly. I will. And I deleted the apps last night. Everything. Juan checked her laptop, synced to the accounts. The book club app was gone. Messages cleared. Good. But trust rebuilds slow. He left for the site, directing his crew on reinforcing a weak beam. His commands sharp to mask the home strain. At the construction office, Juan's boss pulled him aside during break. Heard neighborhood talk. Trouble at home? Juan kept it brief. Working through it. Therapy helps. The boss clapped his shoulder. Smart. Got a promotion coming. Lead on the next phase. But stability matters. Don't let drama derail you. Juan appreciated the nudge, Texting Maria, boss offered lead role. Prove you're in this. Her reply, proud of you. I'll show up today. It felt like progress, but doubt lingered from the unblocked contact. Mid-afternoon, his phone buzzed, a call from a neighbor. Juan, Maria's been calling around, asking about Sophia's schedule. Sounded desperate. Heads up. Juan confronted her via text. Stop digging into Sophia. Focus on us. Maria responded, wasn't me, swear. But when he arrived home, she admitted it sheepishly. Okay, I messaged a friend for her work hours. Wanted to apologize in person without drama. Juan set his bag down hard. That's stalking territory. Boundaries, Maria. She stood. I'm trying. The therapy will fix it. He nodded curtly. It better. Or the promotion goes to someone without baggage. The exchange set a tense tone for the session. In therapy, the counselor dove straight in. Maria, the phone smash. Impulse or commitment? Maria shifted. Commitment. No more secrets. Juan interjected. But she asked about Sophia's schedule today. That's not progress. The counselor noted it. Jealousy fuels control. Maria, why probe? Maria confessed. Fear. What if Juan leaves for her? Juan leaned forward. You push me there with your flirting and jabs. Sophia's a friend. Respects me without games. The session unpacked the pattern. Maria's online chats as escapes from feeling undervalued. Her public humiliation as deflection. Homework. Maria journals insecurities. Juan lists non-negotiables, like no-contact hunts. Driving home, Maria touched his arm. I get it now. My actions created the threat. I'll journal tonight. Juan nodded. And delete any remaining contacts. All of them. She agreed, pulling out a notepad at home to start writing. Juan reviewed it later. Entries about loneliness during his long workdays, resentment towards Sophia's independence. Valid feelings, he said, but handle them with me, not attacks. Maria closed the pad. Deal. What's your list? Juan read aloud. Public respect. No secrets. Therapy weekly. If breached, separation. She paled but signed it mentally. I won't breach. The next week brought a job offer twist. Juan's promotion included a potential transfer to Orlando for 6 months, overseeing a larger build. He discussed it with Maria over dinner. Great opportunity, better pay, career boost. But it means time apart. Maria's fork paused. You'd go? Without me? Juan met her eyes. If we stabilize, yes together. If not, solo. This tests commitment. She nodded slowly. I'll go. Prove I'm changing. But privately, Juan weighed options. The distance could heal or break them. He texted Sophia. Work promo. Might relocate. Advice? Her reply. Congrats. Distance clarifies priorities. You've got this. Maria's efforts ramped up. She joined a local support group for relationship issues, attending sessions twice weekly. Juan attended one with her, hearing her share. I betrayed trust with online flirting, humiliated my husband publicly. Working to rebuild. Group members offered tips, one suggesting couples dates. They tried it, a simple beach walk in Miami, holding hands without arguments. Feels normal, Maria said. Juan agreed. Keep it here. But cracks appeared at a neighborhood potluck midweek. Sophia attended with friends, greeting Juan warmly. Heard about the promotion. Exciting. Maria smiled tightly, serving food nearby. Later, she whispered to Juan. She's too friendly. Still jealous. Juan pulled her aside. We're supportive. Dropped the suspicion. But Maria's phone, replaced that day, buzzed with a text from Carlos's buddy. Heard you're splitting. He says hi. She'd forgotten to block the number during replacement. Juan saw the preview. Again? You said all contacts gone. Maria fumbled. I missed it. Swear. The potluck chatter faded as Juan stepped away, showing Sophia discreetly. More fallout. She's slipping. Sophia nodded. Document it. Protect your future. Back with Maria, Juan kept voice low. This ends now. Show me the full log. She handed the phone. The thread was old, but active. Blocked, she said, doing it on the spot. But trust eroded further. Juan packed an overnight bag. Staying at a motel tonight. Think on this. The separation hit hard. Juan checked into a budget spot near the site, focusing on work blueprints to distract. Maria called repeatedly, voicemails begging reconciliation, promising to cut all ties permanently. I smashed the old phone for a reason, starting over. Juan responded once. Prove in therapy tomorrow. No contact till then. At the session, Maria arrived early, handing the counselor a printed log of blocked numbers and group attendance proofs. I'm all in, she said. One arrived skeptical, but listened as she detailed steps. New phone with shared access. Daily journals emailed to him. The counselor mediated. Juan, her actions show intent. Give measured trust. Juan agreed to return home, but with conditions. Joint account monitoring, no solo outings for a month. Reunited, tension simmered. Maria cooked dinner that night, serving portions without complaint. For us, she said. Juan ate, discussing the Orlando transfer. If we go, fresh start. No neighbors, no triggers. Maria nodded. Yes, I'll quit the group if needed, focus on you. But the real test came Friday, a work event for Juan, black tie optional at a Miami hotel. He invited Maria. She prepared, but en route, her new phone pinged. A spam alert, but it spooked her. What if old habits return? She asked. Juan gripped the wheel. They won't, if you choose us. At the event, colleagues praised Juan's promotion, toasting his leadership. Maria mingled politely, even chatting with a spouse about therapy benefits. Sophia appeared unexpectedly, invited by a mutual work contact. She approached Juan first. Congrats on the lead role. Deserved. Maria watched from across the room, jealousy flaring, but she approached instead. Sophia, can we talk? They stepped aside. I was wrong. About you, about everything. Thanks for pushing me to change. Sophia smiled genuinely. Glad to hear. Juan's worth it. Maria returned to Juan, relaying the exchange. Felt good to own it. He nodded approval. But later, in the car, Juan's phone buzzed. A job email. Orlando's start date moved up to 2 months. Decision time, he said. Maria squeezed his hand. We go together. I'll make it work. The following days solidified changes. Maria volunteered at Juan's site, helping with admin to bond over his world. She shared journals openly, detailing growth. Realized flirting was escape, not solution. Now, building with Juan. Neighbors noticed. Invites resumed, with cautious warmth toward Maria. At a casual block party, she publicly praised Juan. He's the rock. Promotion proves it. I almost lost that. Guests clapped. Sophia raised a glass from afar. Juan pulled Maria close. Proud of you. But privately, he confided in his boss. She's improving, but scars remain. Orlando might heal fully. Yet, a final twist loomed. During a therapy check-in, Maria revealed a hidden email from Carlos, forwarded by a friend weeks ago, unopened, but saved. I didn't respond, but kept it to show you if needed. Juan's jaw tightened. Why hide? She explained, feared triggering you. Mistake. The counselor called it a red flag, but progress overall. Juan decided, one last chance. Delete it now, and we commit to Orlando. Maria did, tears flowing. No more hiding. As they drove to scout the new city, Juan felt cautious hope. Maria's transformation seemed real, but the flirting pattern and deletions tested limits. Sophia texted, heard about the move. Best of luck, you've earned a clean slate. Juan replied, thanks. Means a lot. Back in Miami for final prep, Maria organized packing, labeling boxes efficiently. Fresh start, she repeated. Juan oversaw site wrap-up, securing the promotion bonus. But at a farewell neighbor dinner, Sophia hosting, Maria shone, toasting Juan without bitterness. To second chances. Guests cheered. Sophia pulled Juan aside post-dinner. She seems genuine. But if it falters, remember your worth. Juan nodded. Won't forget. Driving home, Maria asked, regrets? Juan paused. Almost lost faith. But your changes, they're working. She smiled. Won't waste it. The move loomed as the ultimate test. Distance would reveal if redemption held, or if old betrayals resurfaced. Juan packed his tools, resolved. He'd fight for the marriage, but not at self-destruction's cost. Maria's journey from saboteur to partner was underway, but fragile. One wrong step, and the consequences would seal their fate. Juan loaded the last box into the moving truck outside their Miami home, securing it with straps while Maria handed tools from the garage. The Orlando transfer started in a week, a clean break from the neighborhood drama. Juan's promotion meant leading a high-rise project, and he'd negotiated for Maria to join as site coordinator, handling logistics to keep her involved. This works if we both commit, he said, slamming the truck door. Maria nodded, wiping sweat from the effort. I am. No looking back. They drove to the site for final inspections, Juan directing movers to pack essentials, his commands efficient as always. In Orlando, they settled into a rental apartment near the construction zone. Simple, functional, away from prying eyes. Juan dove into work immediately, briefing his new team on timelines and safety protocols. Maria shadowed him, taking notes on supply chains and vendor calls, her input sharpening efficiency. "You're good at this," one admitted during a lunch break at the site trailer. She smiled faintly. "Learning from the best. Makes me feel useful." Evenings brought routine, shared meals, no phones during dinner. Maria stuck to it, journaling progress and reading aloud. "Today, I caught myself jealous of a coworker's wife's story, but talked it out instead of snapping." One listened, adding his non-negotiables list updates. No breaches so far. Therapy continued remotely, twice weekly via video. The counselor praised the move. Distance removes triggers. "Maria, how's the adjustment?" She shared. "Harder than expected. No neighbors means no distractions, but I face my issues head on." One contributed. "She's owning the flirting pattern, blocked everything, even old emails." The session assigned joint exercises, weekly goal setting, like planning a non-work date. They tried it, a drive to a nearby lake, where Maria opened up. "The Carlos thing started from feeling invisible during your long shifts. But I get now. Actions, not excuses." One steered steadily. "Visibility comes from trust. Keep building it." A month in, challenges tested resolve. One's team hit a delay, supplier issues forcing overtime. Maria handled rescheduling calls solo, impressing the crew. "Boss ladies on it," one worker joked. One overheard, feeling pride. But at home, Maria's phone buzzed during a rare quiet evening. A text from a Miami number. "Carlos here. Heard you moved. Miss our chats?" She'd forgotten to update her old contact list fully. Panic hit. She showed one immediately. Blocked. Didn't even open it. He checked the log. True, no reply. Good call. But why's he reaching out? Maria explained. Book club friend gave him the number before the move. "I thought I'd scrubbed it." One nodded, but tension rose. "One more, and we reassess." The incident sparked a deeper talk. One pulled up old messages on his laptop, reviewing the timeline. "See this? Your replies escalated while you trash me publicly. Pattern of deflection." Maria leaned in. "I see it. Therapy's helping unpack why. Childhood stuff. Feeling second to workaholic parents." One closed the laptop. "Understandable, but not excusable. Orlando's our reset. Don't repeat." She agreed, deleting the entire contact app. The next therapy session focused on relapse prevention. Maria set phone alerts for unknown numbers, shared all passwords. The counselor noted progress. 1. You're leading without resentment. Maria, accountability shines. Back in Miami for a quick site handover, they attended a low-key neighbor farewell. Sophia organized it at a park. No drama intended. One greeted old crew first, updating on the promotion. Sophia approached. "How's Orlando? Settling in?" One nodded. "Smooth. Maria's killing it on logistics." Sophia turned to Maria. "Proud of you both. Fresh starts work wonders." Maria extended a hand. "Thanks for everything, even the tough love. It pushed me." Sophia shook it firmly. "You earned it. Stay strong." No jealousy flared. Maria even joined a group chat about the event, posting positively. "Grateful for this community. Orlando's next chapter." Guests responded warmly. The old rift mended. The real turning point came during a work crisis. A storm delayed the Orlando build, stranding Juan's team overnight. Maria coordinated hotel bookings and supply reroutes from the apartment, calling vendors at dawn. Got the steel delivered by noon. She reported when Juan called. "Team's safe." He wrapped the site early, driving home impressed. "You handled that like a pro. Saved the deadline." Over takeout, Maria teared up. "Feels good to contribute, not sabotage." One raised his glass. "To partners, not problems." That night, intimacy returned. Gentle, reaffirming, without the shadows of betrayal. 2 months post-move, therapy wrapped with a final session. "You've transformed dynamics," the counselor said. Maria, from humiliation to support. Juan, from tolerance to boundaries. Maria shared a public win. She'd spoken at her support group, anonymized. "I betrayed my husband online, humiliated him to cover it." Change came from facing consequences, therapy, honesty. Applause followed. One attended, squeezing her hand. Back home, he surprised her with tickets to a couple's workshop in Tampa. "Investing in us." She hugged him. "Worth every step." Sophia visited once, on a design job nearby. Professional, brief lunch. "Marriage looks solid," she observed. One agreed. "Your nudge helped." Maria added. "Can't thank you enough. Showed me what respect looks like." Sophia left with contact info exchanged platonically. No sparks, just closure. Neighbors from Miami texted updates. Life moved on without them, reinforcing the fresh start. 6 months in, Juan's project hit milestones ahead of schedule, earning bonuses. Maria transitioned to part-time site work, pursuing online courses in project management. Daily check-ins became habit. What challenged you today? Handle the tough call without snapping. Trust solidified. No slips, no secrets. At a team barbecue, echoing the fateful one, Maria toasted Juan. To the man who stood firm. I almost lost you, but learned my lesson. Crew cheered. Juan pulled her close. We both grew. Yet, scars remained. Juan confided in a journal. Forgive, but remember, push me to value myself. Maria echoed in hers. Fear of loss keeps me vigilant. Respects the price. The moral landed clear. Betrayal demands accountability. Redemption requires sustained change. Juan's strength, quick decisions, firm boundaries, saved the marriage, but at a cost. Maria emerged wiser, no longer the saboteur, but the partner. Sophia faded to fond memory, a catalyst for truth. In quiet moments, Juan reflected, what if she hadn't changed? Orlando offered escape, options. But she did, through therapy, actions, humility. The victory? A union rebuilt on mutual respect, where public jabs turned to private pride. No more games, just growth. As they planned a future extension, maybe kids, stability, Juan knew. A good man has choices, but a wise woman ensures he stays. Maria understood now. The price of complacency was too high. Their story, from war to peace, proved it. Consequences teach, but choice redeems. What did you think of this tale of betrayal, boundaries, and second chances? Did Maria truly transform, or is it fear holding her? Drop your thoughts below. If you crave more gripping stories like this, subscribe and hit the bell. See you next time.